What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video on the channel. Today we have a very special video because I have played every single Far Cry game going back to the original Far Cry, however many years ago that was, 2004. So needless to say, I am very excited by the release of Far Cry 6. And AMD was awesome enough to give me early access to it so I could see how it performs at 4K and ultra detail settings with the 6900 XT Limited Black Edition from XFX. We're going to check out performance at 4K and ultra settings, and then we're going to do some overclocking and see how that affects your gaming experience right now. All right, we are in game here, and we're going to run kind of a baseline. I have my EVGA RTX 3080 Ti installed right now, and that's what I use in my main editing system. And I am super curious how we are going to fare versus the 6900 XT. So we're just kind of in base camp here, sitting around, and let me show you the settings that we are going to be running with. Video 4K, quality, everything on ultra, everything turned on and all the way maxed out. So HD textures are on, AA is on, motion blur is on, all the DXR features are on, and Fidelity FX CIS is off. So let's just do a little bit of a sprint down this way. I have a mission to go find Juan at a bar in Harmonia. So we can see we're running at 61, 62 FPS, 63 FPS. Oh, dip all the way down to 45 FPS. Wow, I guess with the maxed out draw distance here, we're looking all the way across the water. I mean, the game looks beautiful. But 46 FPS is not great for a game that does get pretty...
Earpiece. Can you hear me okay?
Loud and clear. This spy shit works, Clara. I'll give you that.
Bien. Keep your gun holstered if you want to stay out of trouble, especially in areas with a lot of soldados.
Sí, I got it.
A smart guerrilla picks their battles. Suerte.
Alright, so holster my weapon. Anyway, like I was saying, this game does get kind of fast at times. But yeah, running at 45 FPS, which is kind of low. Alright, back to 60 now. It's kind of jumping around a little bit, which is not great. But I think as long as we can maintain 60 FPS, we're probably fine. And like I said, this game really does look great. Especially at 4K with all the shinies turned on. We got the water down there, the reflection of the sun, and all that good stuff. So this is just kind of a baseline. Let me run through the benchmark so we get an actual benchmark and see what that gets us. I think I could do that from here. No, I think I have to go back to the main menu. There we go. Okay, still all the same settings, ultra settings, etc. Test in benchmark. Oh, wow. 5 FPS? What is happening here? This is atrocious. What is going on? GPU is maxed out. CPU is just chilling. What is happening? This is terrible. This might be a driver issue. Oh, okay. Then we snap back to 40 frames per second. Yeah, this is likely a driver issue right now because NVIDIA hasn't released their game-ready drivers for Far Cry 6 yet. So I'm going to assume that we'll see some better performance out of the 3080 Ti once they get a proper driver out. But usually it doesn't affect it all that much, but it'll probably affect this right here. We probably won't be running at 10 FPS to start out. All right, time to swap in graphics cards. All right, time to switch over to the 6900 XT. And this thing is a chunky boy. I couldn't even fit it in my case, which is a Corsair 4000D Airflow, because I have a radiator at the front and the card was just too long. The cooler on it is absolutely massive. It's about 1.5 inches longer than the 3080 Ti, just as thick and way heavier. I can't wait to see how this thing cools in game. But I am going to spoil something for you. I already did a little recording, and unfortunately, I was recording through the Radeon software, and I had the overlay with the performance statistics in the upper right-hand corner. But unbeknownst to me, because this is not something that I normally use, the Radeon software does not capture the overlay when it's capturing the gameplay. So if you see me reference some numbers in the top right-hand corner of the screen, you unfortunately won't be able to see them. You're just going to have to take my word for it. The game runs great. All right, back in Far Cry 6, same situation as before. Let's just check our settings real quick. Haven't changed anything, so go back to quality. Everything's still on ultra, 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 including ray tracing features. So reflections and shadows are on, which previous generations of AMD hardware have really struggled with. But I could tell you that, you know, right now we have our AMD overlay in the top right-hand corner, saying we're running at 987 frames per second, which is certainly not true. Okay, here we go. 55, 60 frames per second. So this is essentially the exact same performance we were seeing from the 3080 Ti with all the ray tracing and whatnot features enabled. And I could just tell you, just from walking around, I'm not playing on G-Sync enabled panel, but it is supposed to be G-Sync compatible, and it wasn't doing a great job with the 3080 Ti. With the 6900 XT, this looks amazingly smooth. Like, really, really, really smooth. Okay, so we're going to run that same pattern that we did last time and check our frame rates, which are, I don't know, 64, 66, 65, and this is right where we dipped last time when we ended up looking out over this lagoon or whatever it is. Now we're at 69. Nice. So frame rates
Danny,
holding and
how's
even
the
climbing.
earpiece? Can you hear me okay?
Loud and clear. The spy shit works, Clara.
And the
I'll
game
give you that.
looks
Bien.
really, really
Keep your
good.
gun holstered if you want to stay out of trouble.
I would
especially in areas
I
with a
would
lot of
definitely say
soldados.
this is a better
See,
experience
I got
than
it.
with the 3080
A smart
Ti.
guerrilla picks their
But
battles.
again, just keep in mind that
Suerte.
we do have to consider that NVIDIA's game-ready drivers are not yet game-ready. So, even so, this looks awesome. And we got all the reflections going on. Let's see what happens if we enable fidelity effects. I wonder if this is gonna make me restart. Did it apply? Did we apply it? We did. Okay. So now we're running with all AMD options enabled, including ray tracing and fidelity effects. 68. So this is running better. It's running better than the NVIDIA card, for sure. Wow, this game looks great. Let's run through the benchmark real quick, and then we're gonna do some quick overclocking. Yeah, well, already this seems not to be struggling quite as badly as the NVIDIA card did, and 70s frame rates in the 70s. We didn't see 70s with the 3080 Ti. This looks pretty great, and you can definitely see how the ray tracing features are really popping off that wet pavement, and really nice shadows going on off the buildings. Yeah, this is wow, that looks awesome. Explosion. Explosion? I think there's an explosion. Come on, do an explosion. Hey, explosion. Yeah, way, way better. Alright, man, let's overclock this thing. Okay, so we are just going to use AMD's built-in overclocking features in their software. We're not going to use MSI Afterburn or anything else. That is one of the benefits of using an AMD graphics card, is that their software has come a long, long way. So let's start with we could try an auto overclock. How about that? Why don't we try an auto overclock? I don't know what that's going to do. I accept. Oh, system restart. All right. See you guys in a second. All right. So I couldn't get this recorded because it kind of popped up when the system rebooted, but it applied an overclock not only to my CPU, not only to my GPU, but also to my CPU, which I wasn't expecting, but I guess I should have, because the Radeon software now can control your CPU as well. So it actually put a 200 megahertz offset on my CPU and bumped my GPU up to 2739. So overclocked them both, which is pretty cool, I guess. Unexpected, but pretty cool. Let's see what that translates to in game. All right, let's why don't we just run the benchmark right off the bat, and then we'll jump in and do some gameplay. So the GPU, if we look on the upper right, GPU is running at 66 degrees and 2600 megahertz. Big dip there. That wasn't great. I wonder what that was about. But it's staying pretty cool. 65, 66 degrees and running at about 2600 megahertz pretty consistently. So yeah, these big dips, one here, and one here, not what you want to see. This is about frame times and frame time consistency. You'd much rather see a flat line than one with than a high line with a lot of dips, because this is going to really impact your experience while gaming. Explosion. So we ended up at 65 average. So yeah, this really hurt us. I wonder if I run this again, if it will do that same dip. So yeah, same result, 65 FPS. It looks like it is struggling occasionally. Dip here, dip here, dip here, here, and here. That's unfortunate. I'd like to investigate that maybe a little bit more. But why don't we get away from this benchmark and play some Far Cry 6. So guys, right now I'm just going to run through some of it, and so you guys can check out the game and see how it performs, 4K and ultra settings, with a 6900 XT and the 5950X CPU.
Danny, how's the earpiece? Can you hear me okay?
Loud and clear. This spy shit works, Clara. I'll give you that.
Bien. Keep your gun holstered if you want to stay out of trouble, especially in areas with a lot of soldados.
See, I got it.
A smart guerrilla picks their battles. Suerte.
Keep back. We're looking for a man named Juan Cortez.
I don't know the name. What does he look like?
Older, wears a fedora, dresses like a tourist, never stops fucking talking.
Papers. I don't have them on me, senora. No papers.
Today we drink in the worst fucking cantina in Yara. Or is it Colombia? Kirat, Chechnya. Leave the bottle. Less work for you.
De nada.
Guapo, you listen. Rule 16. A guerrillero's revolution never ends. Always another war, another cantina, another ugly bartender.
Juan Cortez.
What do you think gave it away, Guapo?
This isn't a fucking zoo, abuelo.
Clara sent me to find you.
Language here is going to get me
See?
demonetized.
I learned long ago never to doubt her. You will too. Hey, I know you.
Don't think so.
Yeah, I know you. It's like I'm looking at a mirror, Guapo.
What are you talking about?
Those eyes, guerrilla. You got a taste. You convince yourself you're a hero, but you wake up a junkie, just like Juan Cortez.
This is a fucking waste of time.
Can you whistle?
What?
Nah, you can't whistle.
Oh boy. Oh, alright. He's going to get attacked by an alligator.
You fucking rat.
You're worth more dead anyway.
The fuck?
Alright.
See, Guapo is in love with you, and I ruined the only copy of my book. Bueno, mis socios, vámonos. Once again, we have outstayed our welcome.
Alright, we're going to do the rest without,
Lower your weapon, now!
Oh, geez, am I in a firefight all of a sudden? Do the rest without a camera. Oh, hi.
Give him a kiss, Guapo, when he's shooting. Okay, we're good. Let's get the hell
Clear.
out of here before the whole fucking army shows up. I'm drunk, but I'm not that drunk.
Right behind you, old man.
Guapo wants to be your friend. Or maybe he just needs to take a dump.
Only one way to find out.
Amigo.
Come on, let's get the fuck out of here.
Alright.
I can tell you.
Alright, guys, we're going to cut it off right here. How about that?
What's your name?
Alright, I want to try some manual overclocking. I wasn't gonna, because the auto overclock was pretty cool, but I think we should try some manual overclocking here. So I've opened up all the advanced tabs, and this really, this blew me away when I saw it. Look at this. We could go, wow, 5,000 it caps out at. It used to stop at 3,000. 5,000? That's insanity. Okay. Well, we're not going to push it to 5,000. We're still on air cooling right now. And even 3,000 might be a lot without any kind of like, you know, water block or anything like that, or sub-ambient cooling. So why don't we try 2,900, and let's give this like a narrow operating range so it stays boosted. 2,750. How about that? 0 RPM we want off right now. And power, we're going to need more power. Gives us 15%. Let's do 10%. Let's do 10% and see what that gets us. Now, the key thing to keep an eye on is going to be the GPU S clock in the top right-hand corner. We maxed out at 2900, so hopefully we could stay as close to that as possible. Wow, it's consuming 356 watts, huh? That is a thing. And those fans, I don't know if, can you guys hear those fans? They are ramping good. Let's see if we can beat our previous high score, which was, what, 65? Wow, again with that dip. It's that same dip that happened before. I really wonder what that's about. I'll have to write to AMD and ask them. But let's see if we could beat our 65 FPS high score before. Let's stay high. Keep it high here, boys. Keep it high. 69. Nice. Yeah, looks like we're going to gain a couple FPS here. 67 average. 67. So yeah, we gained a couple FPS, and again, wow, look at this. This is constant and repeated apparently, which is unfortunate. But yeah, just a few really quick tweaks, and we gained a couple FPS here, and then obviously the game looks great. So what do you think of Far Cry 6 and the 6900 XT? It's honestly a pretty sick combo, getting performance that is matching or beating the 3080 Ti with all the bells and whistles turned on and all the eye candy. The game looks amazing, and the fact that you can just auto overclock like that is really neat. Like, I am used to overclocking graphics cards. I've been doing it forever at this point. And on NVIDIA, there's certainly a lot of flexibility with what you can do, but there's a lot more tweaking that's needed to get it right. And the AMD software just kind of doing a one-click CPU and GPU is pretty slick, and I really do like it. The 6900 XT is still in my PC right now, and maybe I'll try it out moving forward on a few other games that have really heavy rasterization components versus DXR components, because I have a feeling it would do even better in those games. So thank you once again to AMD for sending out the card and the key for Far Cry 6. Far Cry 6 should be releasing, I think today, if not today, very soon. It's tons of fun. I played it a little bit more than I showed you guys on camera here, and Far Cry games are always kind of however you want to play them. You could get super into the weeds with them, go on all kinds of side quests and stuff like that, or you could just kind of do the main quest and zoom right through. I mean, the games are super involved, and I really do enjoy them, and the 6900 XT is maybe the best graphics card to play them on right now, and it's in stock, which is not something that I could say for NVIDIA cards. You could go on Newegg right now and buy a 6900 XT if you want to. There are a bunch of them that are actually just listed for sale. So I guess that's a benefit there too. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video. See you next time.